Yes, Sachin. So, after reading 5.2, Background to Deconstruction, and specifically Derrida and Heidegger, it seems to me that the seeds of deconstruction sprouted from Heidegger.
Right.
Would you please elaborate on this point?
Yeah. Yeah. So, Heidegger, along with Freud and Nietzsche, are three important thinkers which Derrida acknowledges in his very famous essay Structure, Sign and Play, as the ideas in these philosophers are in many ways continued by Derrida. Heidegger and his philosophy deals with some very important themes which Derrida continues in his own philosophy. One of the theme is question of deconstruction, right? The term destruction in German is translated as deconstruction into French. So that is a direct connection between Heidegger and Derrida. So we will have to look at Heidegger's philosophy a bit. Heidegger pointed out that the Western tradition of philosophy avoided or repressed or neglected the question of being of beings. Now this is again very abstract. By beings he implies entities like this mic or table or person. But Western philosophy refused to look at the mode of their existence, mode of their being, the way these things are. So it avoids question of being of beings. And so Heidegger wants to destroy or dismantle entire tradition of Western philosophy by pursuing the question of being of beings. And so in his very famous book called Being and Time, he says that he has taken up a project of transforming the way Westerners think. Right? So it's not just philosophy that he is trying to transform, but he is trying to transform the way Western people think. Right? So that's a very ambitious project which Heidegger has taken up. And Derrida in many ways continues this project of deconstruction or dismantling and transforming of Western philosophy. So that's one direct connection. So other very important question is the theme of language. And Heidegger points out in his later works that it is language which speaks, not man. So meaning is a product of language. And so what happens is man is decentered from language. And this is the postmodern, post-structuralist thematic which we find in Heidegger as well as in Nietzsche. That language displaces man from the center of philosophy. So that again Derrida is continuing as the project of displacing man from the center of philosophizing. Like Heidegger, Derrida wants to rethink the very foundation of Western philosophy, and he also wants to reinvent the language in which philosophy is done. So the whole very ambitious project of reinventing language of philosophy is another theme which connects Heidegger and Derrida. If you want to draw one more parallel, you can say that just like Heidegger said that the whole question of beings is repressed and neglected, and so it is necessary to dismantle Western philosophy, Derrida argues that the whole question of writing is neglected and repressed in the entire tradition of Western thought. So it's very important to displace Western philosophy by focusing on language as writing rather than language as speaking. So what happens here is Derrida is also critiquing Heidegger by saying that you are also looking at language as speech rather than as writing. So the whole tendency to emphasize language as speech rather than writing is what Derrida calls phonocentrism. And it is a manifestation in his own word of what is called metaphysics of presence and what he calls logocentrism. So these are several threads which connect Heidegger and Derrida.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.